Mr. Kazatsky, Mr. Haywood, members of the board, honored guests, faculty, parents, friends, and the members of the class of 2013. It's an honor to speak before you all this morning. Allow me to begin with a moment of honesty. It has been a tremendous struggle for me to figure out what I was going to say this morning. Should I reflect on how quickly these 4 years have gone by? No, that's really too cliche. Perhaps talk about the fond memories and high regard with which I hold my classmates. No, sorry guys, not really what I'm getting at here. Throughout my misguided and confused thought process, there's really been but one constant topic that I've kept coming back to: my teachers. Cut and dry, over the past 4 years, my teachers have been exceptional. Besides you, Mr. Koch. Just kidding. But I can name for you all a laundry list of adjectives describing my teachers: knowledgeable, inviting, interesting, approachable, thought-provoking. But I don't really think that would do them justice. The one adjective that stands out in my mind is caring. I look back at my winter months, neck deep and on the verge of drowning in the arduous college process. To say the least, I was incredibly overwhelmed. One of my teachers, someone aside from my college counselor, who was beyond helpful and patient with me, so a different teacher, caught slight wind that I was having difficulty and reached out to me. I came into his room, poured out my problems while he sat across the table and listened. Over the following weeks, this teacher became somewhat of a savior to me, a staff of reliability and rationality. He had given me his cell phone number. We would exchange messages and words at school, and one night, in maybe my most troubling of times, an hour-long phone conversation. This is not what teachers are paid to do. This is above and beyond the call of duty, a manifestation of compassion. This teacher's guidance helped me to think clearly in a time when clarity seemed distant, in great part because of our conversations, and again, the support of my counselor and others. I happily decided to enroll at Fordham University next year. What I truly find exceptional, though, is that interactions like these between students and teachers, at St. Andrews at least, are not at all rare. If not to this degree, students can always be found chatting with their teachers either before or after class, and it is only because of their initiative that this is possible. I'm sure many adults in the room can claim to have been helped by their teachers growing up, but the sincerity and seriousness with which St. Andrews teachers consider their students, I believe, is incredibly unique. In an age where youth are ever saturated by social media and technology, creating meaningful relationships with adults is an ever-diminishing skill. During my time at St. Andrews, learning this skill was inevitable. We as a class have become a confident group of students that are comfortable approaching our teachers for anything. And as we enter this next stage of our academic careers, I can only think that this skill will be invaluable to us. We expect that we can go and talk to our professors, and more importantly, we expect out of ourselves that we'll seek that assistance when we need or just want it. Our teachers have taught us how to self-advocate, and that is a skill that goes beyond benefiting us in just high school or college. Since this is my one shot at a high school graduation speech, I must provide at least one cliche that I believe is based in truth. My fellow graduates, the world is in our hands. We go to college with essentially the opportunity to take our lives in whichever direction we want. We can study what we would like, follow a career path of our choosing, develop habits that will stay with us for the rest of our lives, and of course, create connections to people that we will cherish forever. All said, there lays a lot of responsibility in it. I want to urge us as a class to stay focused, remember our potential, and lastly, to respect and take seriously this time in our lives. Now, I'm not saying don't go have a good time. I think you all know I like to have a good time. But just remember that the decisions we make from this point on will drastically affect the rest of our lives. We are becoming adults, and that is certainly not something we should take lightly. To my teachers, thank you for caring, for motivating, and for doing more than anyone could expect. briefly quote the great Sherlock Holmes, sometimes things are so overt, they're covert. And I say this because I feel we sometimes overlook the obvious at school. Our teachers are always watching our backs and befriending us in times of need. And quite honestly, we have grown so used to it that it just doesn't receive the recognition it deserves. So thank you. Thank you all for the immeasurable impact you have had on each and every one of us. For those in the audience who are perhaps unfamiliar, I hope this has given you a better idea of what St. Andrews is all about. Because as I see it, creating relationships, caring for people, they are at the essence of anything that's great. Thank you all for your time, and again, congratulations to the class of 2013.